anywhere you see the eye, it's always intriguing. In Egypt. So when you're looking at a big eye side view that shouldn't really exist, you're thinking, what the... And you can look at it simply. I mean, it's looking at the viewer. It's looking directly back at the viewer. So what would that say to the viewer? Well, someone who can comprehend what it is, I guess they should know they're looking at an encryption. But it goes down to considering the information that's in here. It goes into a quantum level. Now, someone who could do such symmetrically perfect constructions, even this is based on certain symmetry. So, considering all that, what is with the mistakes? So, in the case of the eye, it's looking right back at you, but you have to kind of look at even the most modern science, like in quantum cryptography, where it's the only safe communication. If there's any outside observer, then the information is scattered. So if you're looking into this encryption, which is a living encryption based on, if nothing else, then it's looking back at you. Which brings me back to the sequence of the beast, key code 322. So yeah, we're looking at the reason why too. Okay. So you got the two-headed deity, like I've got that head in other videos in this kind of line of this series of the beast. I'll probably do a playlist and call it the beast or something. But anyway, you'll see the two heads, and I talk about the Twin Peaks. These two heads arise in opposition, especially in opposition to more divine genetics that are evolving to a right side of awareness in the abstract. For example, we see a conflict between in mind when people take certain hallucinogenics, and people either quickly resort back to fixation of reason, or they cross the boundary into the abstract and learn to assimilate, I guess, or there's a malfunction there. I put down to this broken code, a broken gene, which the entire tomb is trying to display. So yeah, that's the reason for 2 on each, and 3 of them would equal 6, but the third one is taken out of the sequence, and by the time it's by the age of 35, if the subject, the corpse inside the tomb, would have lived that long, would have reached its full stage of completion. But see, 19, it only makes it to 19. And each of these sequences is a first and second death. So the tomb, the floral pillars, in its first most simplest form in the little history lesson it gives, looking back in time. So first and second death. The flower is picked, I guess that would be the first death. But the break, there's a second death. And this relates to every occurrence that happened. We know there was a break in the back of the head, and people thought that's why he died young, he might have been murdered, but forensically, no, they did it, and that wasn't the cause of death. So a second death isn't a real death in essence, I guess. It's like the first one that really takes you down. I guess it's just a slow demise off from then, but no one can really tell. But yeah, there are precautions. This is why I'm showing this, because as you can see in Egypt, they need to head it off. Well, it's the knife here, it's usually depicted as a feather, like it's a light touch of Osiris, of God, basically, the invisible. But this is harsh depiction. There are quite violent depictions of hacking up the snake, and Hacket. Yeah, what's in a name? It's interesting. Yeah, okay, so I'm not sure if I might be done. So yeah, the whole tomb is filled with mistakes, and it wants you to look at the mistakes. And this goes back to the very reason of the eye we see all through Egypt. Is it shouldn't be depicted like that. It's in itself is an apparent mistake, but yeah, that's what it's saying. It's, if you can look into that message, it's looking right back at you. I have no idea what I'm going to entitle this one. Possibly something to do with, yeah, no idea. We'll see.